I think also the book comes at a critical time for Australia and workplaces, and the title says it all as well, Broken to Safe, because the reality is that many workplaces are absolutely broken, and unfortunately that's not just bad for the bottom line, but it's also bad for people. It changes people and it breaks people.
We have seen in many ways the pendulum swing the other way, not necessarily due to the introduction of the Respect at Work laws. I think there's definitely been conversations and necessary training and compliance discussions around that, but I think the pendulum started to swing a few years before that, post-Me Too movement.
So I think we've seen some changes around that. I think expectations in workplaces have changed a bit. What strikes me though time and again is that we haven't seen that change in where women end up. So I do write about leadership, but I don't mean leadership in the top of a glass tower in the city necessarily. I'm talking about decision making, women being at the table, being heard and being asked their opinions and included. Women's credibility, and I was looking at the research around this, women are not believed and their credentials are questioned in a much harsher way than men's, and then we're still seeing that.
Is one of the biggest issues is understanding the trust relationship, and Faye talks about this in the book, the relationship between the organisation, management and the board. And if it's trusted, then the information flow will work really well. And that's how you find out if there's a really poor leader in the middle somewhere. We will hopefully see it as a board if it's near the top, but we are relying on those leaders that come to the board to ensure that it doesn't happen further into the organisation.
Having adequate and equitable paid parental leave and then having a totally affordable early education and care system, they are the roads and bridges that enable parents to work, which they need to do to provide for a family and to develop some form of financial security, without which there is no security. If we don't invest in those roads and bridges, we are leaving women in particular stranded when they have children, and they are stranded right now, and too many of them do not have the support they need, and then they are at the whim of, they don't have necessarily the luxury of leaving a workplace that is toxic or leaving a relationship that is toxic and dangerous. And structural problems require structural solutions, and this is a problem that Australia needs to address.